All right, we are back at Little Root Games for the weekly Monday Night Thunder. I am playing my Dragapult deck once again, this time with a 1-1 Dusclops line. I'll put the list here on the screen. I'm determined to win this week after we went 3-1 last week. How this tournament works, you pay a $10 entry, and then you get store credit if you win 2 games or more. First and second place will split a prize pool and store credit. So if you get 2 wins, you get $10 back, 3 wins, $15 back. So I'm determined to win the whole thing this time with my Dragapult deck after we came pretty close. First deck search of the game, we're playing against Typhlosion here. She went attach pass to Pheasantipity. Hate to see it. We open Monkey Dory and then get a Dragapult with an attachment. And Arvin is coming out here for Secret Box. So we don't get into the Badoo, so that's not ideal. The Secret Box comes online here. Going to start getting the Ethan's Adventures involved, along with an Artisan, which will be nice for us. So I've been playing this Dragapult deck for a while now. Really hoping to win this one. But I'm thinking about trying out some other decks. I don't know how great I feel about this list going forward, especially with some of the Gardevoir builds are going back to heavy TM Evolution, which is really bad for Dragapult, and just some other iffy matchups, it feels like. But regardless, I think the deck is still solid. I don't know if I would just prefer playing one of the stock Poltnor lists out there. It feels like that list is pretty much discovered and figured out the optimal way to play it. As you can see here, we don't have another energy to attach, so we end up pennying the monkey up to get into Badoo, which is a fine play. I don't see myself using penny in this matchup, so that's a fine way to pivot here. The Ethan's Adventure coming out. The Evo came out last turn, getting into Pidgeotto and Quilava, and her board is looking pretty decently strong here with the full Ethan's line and potential to get into Pidgeot next turn, and the Badoo is going to go down. We're going to go down 5 prizes to 6, and let's see what we can get going here. The second Badoo is not prized, thankfully. Also, didn't mention it, but we top decked an Iono, which is huge. Our hand is dead besides this Iono here. I still need to get better at angling my hand to the camera. I don't know if there's a better way to do that because it's still a bit tough to see, but the Iono top deck bailed us out and we're able to get into double Dracloak. So we're at least playing the game, and Poffin is going to get us our Duskull and the Droopy. So yeah, the 1-1 Dusclops line felt pretty good. I've been testing some other variants with Dusknoir as well, but like I said, maybe just a stock Poltnor list is better. But I'm determined to win this week to see how the deck can do. So 2 more Ethan's Adventures coming out. There's only 1 in the discard pile, and then the Psyduck comes down here. So hopefully we can take that out eventually. And it doesn't look like there's a Pidgeot in hand at the moment. No. So that is great news. Or no, there is an Ultra Ball. Oh no, I played a Cheeballon. Yeah. So no Pidgeot coming out. So the Badoo did its job and prevented her from getting the Pidgeot out. So I'm certainly eyeing knocking out the Pidgeotto. Because that's just going to make our Ionos that much stronger later in the game. The Dragapult comes down, and then Ultra Ball discarding, looks like Bangle and Luminous, I believe. For that third Dracloak, I think we're going to just put Fez down and Lily and do a fresh 8. Hope to just find Energy and Counter Catcher probably would be the strongest play here, which we're going to see a ton of cards. And we played 3 Counter Catchers, so I don't see us whiffing that necessarily. And let's see what else is going on in the hand of Town Store. for the crystal. So the Town Sword just feels so strong in this deck. That's what I like about this build, and then the Goldango matchup is just so much better. With the Town Store, you get access to tools like Brave Bankle and Defiance Band. Maybe I'm just a little bit discouraged playing this deck in the last couple tournaments because I haven't really played against any Goldangos. If I were going to Toronto this weekend, though, I would feel pretty good about my Goldango matchup with this deck. But we're also going to pull the Hawlucha off of the Ultra Ball, potentially eyeing out a KO on Psyduck and Pidgeotto. And yeah, the counter catcher was found off of the draw. We're going to not attach the Crystal to the active, just put it on the backup Dracloak. And yeah, we're going to just not use Hawlucha, just opt to put 6 on the Psyduck, which is good in this case. It doesn't allow the Psyduck to just be recovered, and then you get control of when you can pop your Dusclops because you can just Hawlucha the Psyduck when you want to use that. So that strong option there. Ultra Ball going to get that third Ethans, I believe, into the discard. Eyeing up that Victini, which allows this deck to reach its high numbers and KO Dragapult. It just needs one damage modifier like a Bangle, and then on top of the Victini, and that's going to KO Dragapult. But she's just going to go after the Fez and get an easy 2 prizes there. And now we are down 5-2. So we're going to need a strong Iono play here. Ultra Ball, not going to get Lily, going to get a Dusclops, which, like I said, putting 6 on the Psyduck is huge because now we can Hawlucha, knock it out, and then use Dusclops to put her down to 1 prize card and Iono to 1. And yeah, going after the Fez and the Psyduck is going to be really strong. She'll have no draw on board to respond. And yeah, this is feeling like a pretty strong play. There we can see 1. Or yeah, we put 1. Or maybe the Fez already had the damage counter on. Or did it? I don't know. The Victini and the Fez, regardless, both have a damage counter now, I think. So I'm debating whether or not to pop the Dusclops, but I think it just makes sense. Yeah, so the Victini now has 6 damage counters. And yeah, we're just going to thin all these tools out of our hand and then Iono to 1. So what would she need to win this turn? Either a boss's orders, there is only 3 Ethans in the discard now. So yeah, if she had a way to find the Ethans this turn, I think that's just game on board. Or no, it would have to be Ethans and the Victini. Yeah. So right now, it's just doing 310 damage with all 4 Ethans. So yeah, she would need Ethan and Victini to get the KO. And it doesn't look like she's going to have access to that. Yeah, the Iono to 1 is pretty devastating. It just looks like... couldn't tell exactly what's in that hand, but yeah, we're going to take this game and move into the next one. Oh, I also forgot to mention that I got the bye in the first round, so this will move us to 2-0. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. All right, round 3 now. Looks like we opened Hawlucha, which is not the optimal starter, that's for sure. And as we can tell by our opponent's sleeves, I think we're playing against a Hydrapple deck. So having Moltres is going to be huge in this matchup. But the Hydrapple ability can be a bit annoying, but let's see what we can do here. He elected to go first, is going to fire off a Teal Dance and then a Bug Catching set, which yields another Ogerpon and an energy. That's good to see. These Teal Mask decks can get going pretty fast, so we have to be mindful of that. I spent a lot of time playing just a straight Ogre Pawn Meganium deck. That was a lot of fun. It just played 4 energy switches, so it was attacking turn 1 going second a lot of the time. And it was a great user of Briar as well. The Teal Mask with Meganium just hits for big numbers, so I love that deck a lot. We're going to get the 2 Dreepy and Badu Dream start here. Can't see what else is in the hand. Town Store for the Air Balloon, most likely. First, we're going to Lily and see what we can get here. The Moltres was not prized, thankfully, which is going to be huge. And it looks like we do find the Moltres off of that Lily, which I wasn't necessarily expecting, but with the Steel Mask in the active, it's too appetizing to pass up on the opportunity to take 2 prizes right off the gate. He's a little stunned by my Moltres here. I'm going to take 2 prizes before we even use Badu, which pretty much never happens. Also, let me know the best way to structure these kind of tournament ride-along videos. I am preferring to just do them in a little bit of a faster speed to kind of just show all the action rather than kind of talk through every minor decision and go through it. Let me know what the preferred style is by you guys. But regardless, he's going to Rare Candy into Hydrapple EX, which is definitely a bit of a tank. It also has an ability that lets it heal. So we're probably going to have to get through this eventually, unless he puts multiple Teal Mask in play and we can just go on a 2-2-2 prize map. But we're going to set up our first Dracloak of the game here with the Ultra Ball coming out. Debating what to hold on to, end up discarding the supporters. The Brave Bangle could come up again if we decide to reuse Moltres, so I want to hold on to that. And the Luminous comes down, and we're going to Lily for a fresh 6 cards here. See, hopefully we can get multiple Dracloak down and also establish a Duskull. And we do get that second Dracloak. Again, it's always good to try to keep track, if you can, of what you're putting to the bottom of the deck with Dracloak, which, I mean, here I reset by grabbing the Bangle. That's definitely something to think of if you're taking something out of the deck, like with Town Store, making sure you know what you put to the bottom of the deck and if thinning a card is really worth it. So here we put Fez down with a Bravery Charm. I love the Bravery Charm in this deck, honestly. Just makes your 2 prize liabilities less of a liability, and in some cases just beefing up your Badu with Charm can just like win you some games sometimes. So we Itchy Pollen, he doesn't have much else going on in the hand, so he's just going to knock out Badu and go down to 4 prizes remaining. And now we just have a plethora of options here. So the Hydrapple has one damage counter on it, which I think I'm eyeing on how to take a KO this turn. I think we can get there with Dusclops plus Moltres and Brave Bangle, which is just crazy. If we do take this KO, we are really going to run away with this game. I'm just making sure the math is correct, which, yeah, it should be there with the damage already on there, 10 plus 50 from the Dusclops, 60, and then the Moltres does 280 with the Brave Bangle, so that will do 280 additionally. And yeah, getting another Dreepy on board too here. And we are in a pretty dominating position going up with just 2 prizes remaining. That Ogre Pawn's still on the field, so yeah, there it is. Taking out the Hydrapple with the Moltres. Insane turn. And he has the Secret Box, and yeah, it's looking pretty cooked here. He's deciding what to grab off of this, but I don't think there's going to be many options from here without a way to prevent me from taking a 2-prize knockout next turn. And he doesn't have many options left, just going to have to KO my Moltres, and we're going to have a pretty easy knockout with just Blood Moon plus Energy, which looks like we already had in hand. There we go. Now on to 3-0. Let's see if we can close out the last game and take it all down. Now for the fourth and final round, we're up against Grimmsnarl for all the marbles, and looks like we have a bit of a rough start here with just a Dreepy and a Luminous Energy. Don't know if there's a supporter in hand either, so pretty dead hand we're working with, and he's going to have the ideal start. Munkidori, 2 Snoruns, and right into a Lily's Determination. So we're preying on a top deck if we can even play this game. Now this is definitely a matchup I struggle with a bit. It's a bit tough to play, but we do have that double Munkidori, so he gets 2 Impidimp down, and we do top deck the Lily, so we are playing the game here. I'm glad we at least got to play the game, but this start is going to be a little tough to come back from already. Hopefully we can at least get into Badoo, eventually get Munkidori established as well. We do get the Poffin off of that Lily. A little bit of prize checking here, trying to see how many Munkidori we have access to. That's going to be pretty important. I feel like I only saw 1. Yeah, I think we did end up prizing one of the monkeys, which is unfortunate in this matchup for sure. But we're at least going to get into Badoo this turn. Also, I don't play any rare candy in this list, which it just makes it tough because it's hard to have Dragloak up for a long time just because it's going to keep accumulating damage from Frostlass, and he's going for the double Frostlass game plan, which is probably correct, but if you're able to establish, especially multiple Munkidori, the double Frostlass can kind of spiral out of control for them. But he also finds the Evo off of this Lily, which is huge, and I don't know if I made a mistake benching the Munkidori here because it's already going to start accumulating damage, and especially if we prize the second one, I want to keep the monkey alive as long as possible. So I feel like we definitely should have waited to bench the monkey for sure. And double Frostlass is going to come online, making it really difficult to establish multiple Dracloaks, and my Munkidori is just going to start taking a ton of damage. Going into the second Lily here, and yeah, I just think that was a huge mistake. We have plenty of time to put the Munkidori in play when we want to, and let's see, we're at least going to have 1 Dracloak. Deciding what to hold on to here. I think I had misplayed here too. In my mind, I don't know. I think I'm trying to remember what I was actually thinking through here because it was a few days ago now. But I think the misplay might come up later. But yeah, I'm holding on to the Brave Bangle and for some kind of Badoo Bangle play on Grimmsnarl, but I think I'm just going to end up charming it instead. I think that's going to be a lot stronger in this matchup. The Bravery Charm is definitely huge in this matchup. For either making your Badoo super tanky or keeping your Munkidori alive for some key turns. And yeah, as you can see here, the Munkidori already has 4 damage counters on it, so not ideal for sure. And this Dracloak's already going to be taking a beating from Frostlass. The Grimmsnarl comes out here. I don't know, can he already... Yeah, he can already take out my Dracloak, I believe, which is super annoying. Yeah, he's just... His board is looking super threatening, and with only access to this one damaged Monkey Dory, it's just going to be really hard for us to get back into this game. And yeah, I have been playing a build of this with Rare Candy lately, which I think makes this matchup a little bit better. Just being able to go straight from Dreepy to Dragapult. Or it looks like, yeah, he's going to go after my Bidoof, and then I'm setting up my Dracloak because he's going to be able to take it down no matter what. So, yeah, I'm not sure if he could have played that a little bit differently because, yeah, he kind of just wasted a Grimmsnarl attack going into my Dracloak that was going to go down either way no matter what I did there. So, definitely the correct play to promote that, and our board is looking pretty weak here for sure. Yeah, another thing in this matchup, the town store is like pretty bad to put in play because it's just going to give him access to Devo whenever he wants, which is going to come up later in the game. The Bravery Charm is strong and all, but yeah, giving him instant Devo when that's going to be a game-winning card a lot of the times, and when our game plan is going to be to use Iono is not great. And we finally get that energy on the Monkey Dory, but it's just too little too late with how much damage it's already accumulated. And yeah, the town store, like I said, pretty bad here. We're at least going to get a Charm Bidoof, so that can buy us a turn or so. Leaving that in the active, it's not going to just go down super easily to Monkey Dory and then give him the pick of anything to hit into on the bench. Or not anything to hit into, but we're going to have to send up something. But the Tanky Bidoof is huge. And again, I misplay here by not just like discarding the Bangle, because that's never coming up again. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could Charm and Bangle the Bidoof, but unfortunately I can't. So this is definitely a misplay. And again, I'm just trying to remember everything that was going through my mind here, because yeah, it's already looking like a bit of a rough spot. And yeah, I just should not have benched the monkey so early. That was a big mistake. It's just not going to survive long enough. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to take it out on this next turn. We do get Duskull online as well, which he's going to kind of have to choose whether he wants to go after the Duskull or the monkey. Is kind of my reasoning of... Because sometimes you just don't want to bench the Duskull because it's just easy range of 2 Adrenaline Brains, but the monkey's also really menacing for him to want to take out as well. So I'll see what he's thinking through here, and he's going to Iono our hand away. And yeah, I just can't get over how bad this town store is in play. So yeah, and we don't have any way to bump this stadium out of play. So yeah, pretty tough. Let's see what he goes for here. Again, the Charm on the Bidoof is definitely nice in this matchup, but don't know how much it's going to help us here. I mean, he's probably forced to hit into it, which is nice, and we're going to get a Dragapult attack off. So let's see where this Monkey Dory damage goes. But yeah, he should be able to take 2 prizes here no matter what. So yeah, gonna go after the Monkey Dory. I think that's 7 damage counters on it now. Or, oh no, it's 9, yeah. And then the Dracloak going to stay alive, and then the Monkey Dory goes down. So down 2 prizes to 6. Just always good to thin a tool out of the deck when you don't need it anymore. And yeah, I don't think there's any way we don't lose to Diva from this point. So I'm racking my brain, trying to figure out the best play here. And I think we're going to pop the Dusclops and put him down to 1 prize. So the Draglook on the bench has 4 on it. Have to Night Stretcher back the energy. So yeah, can't use Monkey this turn. Well, yeah, we have to use the Dusclops to knock out this active, but again, then he just has game on board, so I'm hoping to hit the Dragapult off of this Iono. Again, yeah, I don't know if we could have avoided popping that Dusclops. So, I mean, yeah, if we don't knock out the Grimmsnarl, then he just... I don't know. Yeah, maybe we just... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to put this damage now. But, again, he just has Devo. Guaranteed. But yeah, I'm trying to think if we didn't pop the Dusclops, would he... And just attack with Dragapult, how he would have been able to win. Yeah, I don't know. If you can think of a better play there, let me know. Yeah, I should have gone back and thought about it more in the moment. But anyways, that's going to do it, unfortunately, finishing 3-1. I got to improve my play for next time.